This is a project called Nest. It's a gigantic installation. What we've done is that we've travelled around Northern Ireland asking people to donate an object and to fill in a little luggage label to tell us some story or history or memory of that object. We've got everything. The really interesting thing about this project, we've had thousands of objects, so it's really touched every element of life. We have some knitting down there, just a very normal orange knitting, and what it says is, my grandmother knitted over 1,000 jumpers for children in Africa, my own children and cousins and nephews, and this was the last line of knitting that she did. So you can see there's lots of different things, and they all have some special meaning to someone, and our hope is that through bringing them all together, we're tapping into sort of the minutiae of people's lives, that it's interesting for them, it has memories, and that we can get something from that, but also a sort of a collective memory.
Well, the idea was to create this installation that involved people donating objects, telling us a little story or giving us a little moment of their life. And we wanted to create a sort of submersive experience where people can look at these objects, think about the stories, think about how they connect to you. And then as part of that, every object has its own little plinth, and at the back of the hall we have one massive object which is made up of the Ulster Youth Orchestra and a very large community chorus. What we wanted to do was to create a piece of music that was a kind of sonic layer to what Nest was. So I extracted little quotes, little phrases from the labels, little moments, and kind of melded them all into one sort of seamless presentation. What it strives to do is to show you the extent of what it is to be a human being, the nature of human beings. It celebrates the best, the worst actually. It celebrates the attitude of what it is to be a human being. In the same way that sport, Olympics, is about this celebration of what human beings can do. And the Olympics is kind of like a study of human ability, and this is more a study of human nature.
I see this, the attempts at creating a festival, which they have been doing over the last 8 weeks, harks back to the Greek days. Whenever the Olympics were happening, it wasn't just a celebration of sport and who could run fastest and who could lift the heaviest potato sack. It was also to do with a celebration of thought and philosophy and culture and everything that is good and thoughtful and that we can celebrate in a country.